We want to take a moment to welcome everyone to the Watch This Shit podcast. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. My name is Seneca, the movie professor. With this podcast, we're going to give you the definitive decision on whether you should go see a new movie or not. It's real easy. If we say, watch this shit, go out and enjoy some good cinema. If we say, don't watch this shit, avoid it as you would attempting to start a revolution on American soil. Or don't. You can do what you want. It may be fun, or it may see you learning that regular citizens aren't nearly prepared enough to be on the battlefield. You want to listen to us? You put your life in your own hands. Not going to bury the lead. In order to have a civil war in the America that we live in today would be nigh impossible. People are so concerned with the comforts that modern living has brought us. If bitches don't get their Stanley Cups, they may write an angry tweet. If injustice is being wrought on a group, they'll do a cool ass Instagram post. But no one is taking up arms. No one is putting together a unified front to say, we won't stand for this, and we are prepared to kill all the people necessary to prove to you we ain't taking it. Just ain't fucking happening. War is hard. Americans, in general, do not like hard. Plus, to be successful in war, you have to be in decent shape. And just gonna say our country is a joke when it comes to that because shit is too accessible. Also, a lot of the problems we have today can be solved with discussion and money. Well, mostly money. Just wanted to clear up how stupid the premise is before we get into the details. Today, we will review Civil War. Remember the days when that meant Iron Man and Captain America was about to throw hands? Oh, the good old days. I wish we could go back to when movies were that amazing. A24, a studio that I really like, has some stinkers in its lineup. Let's see which side of the fence we fall on today. The story is that the people of the United States of America have had enough of the current president's bullshit. They have formed a military and are taking the fight directly to the White House. A journalist that specializes in wartime photography, along with her merry band of cohorts, are on a mission to travel across the nation and interview the president before the final salvo of the war. She picks up a fledgling photojournalist unwillingly, but grows to see her as a protege on their journey. Will they make it in time to get this conversation with the president? Or will the troubles they face on the way prevent them from even making the voyage? Let's get this out of the way. This shit is dumb. I mean, dumb. It's on the same level as The Purge. You're gonna just skip right over what caused this to happen, huh? You know why you skip over how this happened? How the world came to be a place where it was so bad that people believe this is the only course of action? Because any explanation you give will be dumber than what the actual story you're telling is. And it's dumb. but that other point would be dumber. I'm not letting them off the hook though. The world of this movie is damn near apocalyptic. There are barely any cell phones, limited clean water, power outages, graffiti everywhere. It looks like a damn zombie movie. How? What happened? They are not clever enough to write a reason that these things happen or are the way they are. So they write directly after what happened so they don't have to have smartly write a plot about it. That is first and foremost inexcusable. Now, if they made a movie that was so awesome that I could forget this serious crime, I would be able to forgive them. Guess what? They fucking didn't. Kirsten Dunst is the protagonist here. She is the photographer that made a name for herself taking photos of extreme atrocities in other countries before all of this domestic violence broke out. When it did, she pivoted and began to chronicle the things that were happening at home. Her stance is that she is taking the pictures of the things so that no one else has to live them, but can still know what's happening. She has a partner that she travels with on her missions, and her mentor gets them to allow him to tag along as well, even though he's old and black and a man. Go ahead. Go ahead and write his eulogy, folks. We know where we're going with this one. In addition to that, she picks up a young girl as her sidekick slash protege. This young person, in the very first scene we meet her in, gets clubbed in the face by the police. Do you think she bruises? That would be too realistic. No, her face never gets a blemish. I should have known right then she was immortal. I guess I was hoping she would die in this movie because she was annoying as fuck for the entire runtime. This is the kind of film I know I'm not going to get what I want, but that doesn't stop me from wanting it. The actors, for the most part, played okay. The problem is, the story is so poor, no one could have made this shit entertaining. Horror movies are the ones that often fall into this awful trope. But this film repurposed it. The reason audience members feel on edge watching this movie is not because of great writing. No, that would be silly. It's because of loud noises and eerie music. This shit is set up like a horror flick, in that it uses jump scares to elicit emotion. That is cheap, and I'm not for it at all. Even scary movies I like don't use that tired ass gimmick. Write something powerful, meaningful that can do those things without having to resort to cheap tricks. Rather than taking the easy way out and just pounding sound into ears, hoping to trick us into thinking your movie is intense, make it intense. What you did is not. It's just loud and obnoxious. Not only does it borrow all the wrong ideas from horror films, it also borrows horrible ideas from road trip movies as well. You know, the ones where people are just traveling across the country, getting into little mini adventures that don't need to connect? Same shit here. It's annoying. Instead of telling the more intriguing story of how the world got to this point, or what the rest of the countries are doing because of this active war zone happening in the United States, we are on a fucking road trip. Traveling from place to place, getting into and out of danger, then moving on. It's one of those movie tropes you use when you don't have an entertaining story to tell. I'm not saying it has never been done well, just that it is very lazy here. Characters pop up for a couple scenes, then they are gone. You can't build a foundation like that. You could make a stretch and say the president is the antagonist, but he's more of an end goal, if anything. He's also only in short clips through the film, and then he's there at the very end. Nick Offerman plays the POTUS, and he is wasted. What decision or mistake did he make that was so detrimental to the majority of the populace that made everybody say, fuck it, now we rebel? Fucking Jesse Plemons' creepy ass plays a soldier that is using the war to kill any minority that happens across his path with his platoon. He's in one set piece, exactly one. For whatever reason, I thought it was going to be a situation in which he would be chasing them across the country to stop them from getting to the president. But no, they just happen upon his group driving by and get looped into some dumb shit that of course leads to the old black character's death. Yeah, fuck you, movie. I was already at my capacity for your dumb shit, but with that, we are totally unaligned in what we think is good entertainment. I had to go watch a little Ex Machina again a couple nights ago just to make sure A24 is as good as I remember. And yes, that movie is still awesome. They have a lot of those great films that use high level concept to tell a compelling and deep story. Civil War doesn't have a deeper message, it's only surface level. I expect more from the studio. The one thing I can't forgive is storytelling. The one thing I can't forgive in storytelling is telling poor stories. That's the job. Then you use the medium of film in order to bring it to life. Ex Machina is about don't fuck robots or they will fuck you. I'm not saying all of them have to be great, but I would dare say this is the worst one I've viewed. Even worse than Talk to Me. At least Talk to Me tried to have a deeper meaning. The writing is so bad in the finale. They they needed a way to kill the main character. So they changed all of the aspects of this character in order to get her to a point in which she could be killed off. Totally changed the motivations and decision of this person we have been traveling with for 2 hours. Out of nowhere. It was highly similar to what they did to Daenerys in Thrones final season. We need to get this character to this place, but we don't have time to make a natural progression, so just do it and hope nobody notices. They wrote her to die, rather than writing the story to cause her to do so. Fuck out of here, movie. We had a little bet in the movie. Will it be Kirsten or the new girl? I really wanted it to be the new girl. And if they hadn't switched the character's demeanor in the very final scene, I would have won that bet. Whatever. That's all the review I have left. Let me hit y'all with this final verdict, because these hoes done pissed me off. Don't watch this shit. From not having continuity and people receiving damage to poor development which bordered on character counter development, this movie is a firm F for me. I don't ever want to see this shit again. If I go to someone's house to visit and they want to get rid of me, all they got to do is put this movie on. You will not only get me to leave your home, but you will also get me to leave your fucking friendship. Better A24 recommendations. Let's go. Ex Machina, of course. The Lobster, Swiss Army Man, Midsummer, The Lighthouse, and Uncut Gems, just to name a few. Start with those. But what you need to do is stay away from this film. Nothing good can come of it. And it may give some people the wrong idea that this shit could be possible. Again, I don't care how many people you have in your militia. You don't have the same manpower as the United States military, nor your local police department. Don't do it. Thank you for listening to another episode of Watch This Shit. You're covered for the realest take on new movies. So make sure you follow us so you're not left in the dark on whether you should check out a new movie or not. If you haven't seen this shit yet, go on about your life. Don't even worry about it. Matter of fact, you're doing good. Damn, you're doing good. Check us out next time when we review The Challengers. And good day to you.